Look at that, y'all. It's 1:44 in the morning. I keep seeing 1:44 all day today. I turn around, I look at the clock. It's 1:44 on the clock and the stove. I mean, on the microwave and the stove. But anyways, it's because I was just about to make it like a quick recording of this. Not anything in particular. It's just showing my screen on my phone. But I don't know why I took the plug in the charger. But I just wanted to talk real quick about something that was on my mind about how I found out that there's this person, but there's gonna be people that they they will flirt with me now, or they find me attractive, or they want romance with me, but they don't want me right now. But they will want me after I am taken from someone, like I'm claimed and I'm off the market. Like if I was in a commitment or a relationship with someone, that's when they'll want me all of a sudden. To me, that's a toxic trait that shows me I'm actually protected by not wanting me right now, because when you have a toxic trait like that, to me is showing some other toxic traits that you will have in a relationship. All relationships, they're never perfect, but like there's certain things like that I'm like, I don't want to deal with somebody like that. Excuse me, like not that I'm perfect myself, but I'm somebody like, if I find out you are in a commitment, if I did find you attractive, you will get uglier and uglier to me. And not because you're an ugly person, but it's like I guess a defense. Not, you know how they call it defense mechanism, but it's like a mechanism that I use to tell myself this person is off limits, leave them be, because I don't want that energy from people like, oh, you think my man fine, and then you get an attitude from the woman because she think you want to try to take her man from her, because a lot of women try to do stuff like that, and there's some men who do that as well. The opposite sex, the opposite gender, that want to try to take someone's partner of the same sex too, so, and or the opposite sex. So I just thought about that, and I'm like, that's some toxic stuff. And if the same thing applies for, even if I made it and I became rich or wealthy, but I finally decided, like, since I made it, I'm just going to stick to myself for some time or permanently. And then all of a sudden, people try to come out the woodworks trying to come towards me. I'm going to be like, hell to the MF and all, because when I wasn't with any, or when I was waiting for somebody, your ass was playing around, or you were watching in the sidelines thinking I'll always be there for you to just pop up anytime you wanted to. No, I was already telling myself this type of stuff last year. And I noticed, like, I don't know, I just had this is like a rant, so it's not nothing like so serious, but like if I do wind up making it and becoming rich in the future, just know that I already have this mindset right now, that if I can sense it in your energy that you're one of those people that you just want me now because I look attractive, because I have money, like how men that are ugly, when they ain't popping, they ain't shit, they ain't nobody. But all of a sudden, as soon as they get money, all the ladies want to holler at them, and they be ugly and crispy as hell and dry and looking nasty. But then they get money, all of a sudden, oh, like, I always loved you in the hood and blah, blah, blah. Like, it'd be that type of stuff. I'll be like, bitch, get your ass out of my face. That's why I understand why some men, I overstand why some men be the way they be once they make it. Because certain types of women, like an archetype, or, you know, a certain type or a personality, they usually wouldn't go for your type, but because you have money, because they know you have stuff that make you look more attractive, like the material things, that's why they want to be with you. But they couldn't see you for who you really were back then, because there's some people that are some diamonds, some jewels in the rough, but because they don't have certain material things that make you, that's like the biggest box that you check, that you need to have checked off for you to find somebody attractive enough to want them. And if, to me, if that's all it takes for you to want somebody, you already xed out on my list as somebody that I would be choosing to be with. Even like, say, like if it was a wealthy man, he didn't want me, but I was actually a better choice than some of the women that had what that look like they had it going on. But then once I make it, now he want to backtrack and come towards me. I'll be like, nigga, get your ass out of my face, because you couldn't see me for who I was. So therefore, you're not worthy of me now. You weren't worthy of me back then, and you're definitely not worthy of me now. And this, I know it sounds cocky and arrogant to have such a attitude or esteem about myself, but I'm actually feeling kind of proud about that, because I had such a low self-esteem, and I was such a people pleaser to the point that it was detrimental to myself, because I was doing stuff for people I didn't even want to do just to please them, just to make them happy. And I had enough of that. So I'm like, you know what, fuck all this money and stuff. Like, yeah, it's great to have that stuff, but I'm like, if somebody wasn't deep enough or real enough or authentic or genuine enough to see me for who I really am, or who I really was back when I didn't have anything, or like, because they were so materialistic that they missed out on a gem and didn't realize it, that's fine, because that was my protection. Because I'm starting to see some of the people who I'm finding out spiritually ahead of time right now, some of the people who will want me in the future. And I'm it totally, it just concludes my, like, my feelings towards them, like my desire towards them, or I'm lost for words on that at this moment of what I'm trying to say, but I just already see that that's not, like, they're not people I would want to be with anyways, because I see where their mind and their hearts are at. It's on the material realm, and I need for how I am, for the person I am now, I need somebody that's on another level. Like, even if they are, materialistic, they have that spiritual aspect, that spiritual side aspect, because they know what we have here doesn't last forever. And there's some stuff that lasts for centuries, but I'm just saying, like, technically, like, us owning it or having it is not forever. It's temporary, because we're gonna exit this vessel that we're in, and if we do reincarnate, we're gonna be. You don't know where we're gonna be. Like, if we're gonna be poor again, or if we're gonna come into a rich family. Like, it's technically like starting all over again from level one in a different vessel or something like that. But unless you have a certain contract. But yeah, I'm just saying all that kind of as a reminder to myself too. Like, don't lose sight of this type of mindset and thinking. Don't get caught up in, like, once I make it, oh yeah, being nice again, trying to accept certain people, because kind of like on a reading I heard earlier yesterday. I was about to say today, but maybe a couple hours ago. It was yesterday, so like a few hours ago, someone was saying, like, don't help that person that didn't help you when you were down and out, because if it was the other way around, they wouldn't help you. Oh yeah, it was a reading. A psych investigator saying something about there's somebody who's going to be in jail, and they're going to have somebody help them get out of jail, but first they're going to try to call you or something like that. I wasn't saying that reading's for myself, but it's like an example. Like, even though sometimes some of us have such a big heart that even though somebody wasn't there for us, we would still be there for them, because that's just how we are. And sometimes it's tough, because I feel like that way. I'll kind of slightly struggle with that in my mind. I'll be like, should I not be dirty just like them? Should I still help them even though they weren't there for me and they were wanting to see me do that? But I have to keep that in mind for the future, so I can know and remember those people. Like, if I didn't make it, they would have been proud to know that I didn't make it. They would have been happy and satisfied, even if they were poor, just to know that I was poorer or poor just like them, and I didn't make it past a certain point in life, that they would have been happy. So I have to remember that. Don't settle for somebody like that. They don't deserve us. They don't deserve me. They don't deserve you. Whoever is, like, who relates to what I'm saying. So I'm just trying to remember that, because if you couldn't see the value of my soul, my spirit, the essence of who I am and who I was back then, because nobody's perfect, but, like, even back then, I remember, like, a lot of the ways that I had, those are ways that people would have loved to like people that were good people. They would have loved to have someone around like me around because I was extremely considerate. I was a people pleaser, but the bad thing about it is I did it to an extent where it's detrimental to myself. So it's like I wasn't looking out for myself. Sometime I would give my very last to help someone else, knowing that God would help me and help it come back. But after a while, you got to realize like if but even if God see you keep depleting your own self, He's gonna be like, how many times you gonna continue to let this happen before you yourself like care for yourself and stop trying to wait for somebody else to do it? Because the more you like depend on like be codependent on someone else to do it, they ain't not gonna be there for you. They're gonna choose themselves. So you gotta do that same thing. You gotta like rejuvenate yourself first before you go and try to help rejuvenate somebody else. Otherwise, if you don't have enough power or energy, you gonna kill both of y'all gonna go out basically. So I'm trying to remember this for the future. That remember the people that didn't want me when I didn't have the material things that they saw as more valuable than what our spirit or our souls had. I heard some loud noise outside, but anyway. And my window's closed, so I wonder how is it that loud. But anyways, yeah, just I hope I said everything. That's kind of what I really want to say because I feel kind of disgusted to know that some of the people now that I was actually interested in and they were interested in me, but because I don't have like I don't look the part like like I'm rich or I'm wealthy or I have a lot going on. I'm really laid back. I'm kind of private. I don't really hang out with people. I stay to myself. Um, Maybe people misjudge me. They're like, oh, well, even I had a dream of a dude that was really kind to me. And he actually did like me, but because someone else said, I don't know what you see in her, he pulled back away from me. He listened. To me, that's not man enough. Because if you're still making decisions based off what other people are saying, then you don't deserve to even be in my presence and be somebody that's a part of my life because you're going to allow what somebody else tell you to F up what we have going on. And I don't have time for that, and I don't deserve that. And neither do they, but because they don't realize it, I'm not going to let my ship sink because they want to let their ship sink because they want theirs to sink and if we're supposed to be together and our ships are together as one because we working together and if they fall down I'll be like I can't just leave them hanging. I gotta help them. But if they're putting themselves in a certain position or predicament themselves because of what somebody else says that's not even having their best interest but actually being a hater, then I'm not gonna be a part of you. I unfortunately I have to cut the dead weight loose and keep moving forward. That's how I feel. So that's it. And it sounds like somebody said moving forward outside. So yeah, or move forward. But that's probably not what they said. It just sounded like it. But yeah, y'all. I'm just maybe this is a good reminder for some other people out there too. Cause just cause we ain't in that position right now, don't mean we are never gonna be in that position where we are somebody that's looked up at, like somebody that is a leader or in a leadership position or have stuff that other people are working hard to try to achieve, and then we in that position and on top of that got there the legal way without doing scams and stuff to get up to that point so people can look up to us, and then also have haters that don't give a damn about us. If we get it the right way, some people clapping outside, but yeah, they've been doing that for a while. But if we get it the right way, and we don't have to care about what somebody got to say about us because we know what work went into it. It don't matter what they say. The words that they say will roll off of our shoulders. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Now I remember this forever.